This mother bought justice for her daughter, not through the law, but through 7 gunshots fired in a courtroom. When the system fails to punish the man who took her child, this woman becomes the judge, the jury, and the executioner. What happens when love turns into vengeance, and justice is something you must take for yourself? This is how far one mother will go to transform a heartbreak into justice. Meet Marianne Bachmeier, the mother of Anna Bachmeier, the 7-year-old girl who left the world in the hands of a monster named Klaus Grabowski. When her 7-year-old daughter was raped and murdered by this predator, he became Marianne Bachmeier's ultimate enemy, but not the only one. Marianne lost faith in the legal system's ability to deliver justice for her innocent child. It doesn't strike, it only delays. It doesn't kill, yet it fails to save. It shields the guilty while the innocent fade away. The legal system became her other enemy. In the system she no longer trusted. To achieve her final act of vengeance, Marianne had to create her own rules. Every action must bring justice to Anna. Nothing else matters. Plan every move. Revenge only works once. You only get one chance. Miss it, and the monster walks free. Wait for the right moment. Patience makes vengeance precise. Now, let's uncover how this shocking act of justice unfolded from the very beginning and how this murderer got his hands on Anna. The ordinary world. Before the world turned dark, Marianne Bachmeier lived a simple life with her daughter, Anna. Marianne works as a barmaid in Lübeck, sometimes bringing Anna into the pub. Their days were ordinary, filled with laughter, small disagreements, and the quiet warmth between a mother and her child. Marianne raised Anna on her own, facing life's struggles with strength and love. The disappearance. It all began with something small, an argument between Marianne and Anna. On May 5th, 1980, after a disagreement, Anna decided to skip school. It was a choice that seemed harmless, but it would lead her straight into danger. She wandered into the home of Klaus Grabowski, a 35-year-old local butcher known in the neighborhood, a man she had visited before to play with his cats. But this time, Anna would never come home. When Marianne returned home after a long day at work, she noticed Anna wasn't there yet. She started to get worried. As the hours passed, Marianne's worry turned to panic. The silence grew heavier. Every second stretched into eternity, as a mother's instinct told her something was terribly wrong. The search began. Police were alerted, posters were printed, and neighbors joined in the desperate hunt. For days, Marianne clung to hope, retracing Anna's last known steps, refusing to believe the worst. But deep down, she felt it. The world she knew was slipping away. And then, one night, a call came that shattered everything. The Discovery Police found Anna's body, lifeless, wrapped, and left near a canal. The investigation quickly led them back to one name: Klaus Grabowski. He had been the last person seen with Anna. Witnesses recalled her visiting his home that day. When officers questioned him, his story didn't hold up. Then came the final blow. His fiancée confessed. She told authorities that Klaus had killed Anna, that he had strangled her with a pair of tights after she threatened to tell her mother what he'd done. When confronted, Grabowski didn't deny it. He justified it. He said he feared going to prison because Anna might reveal his crime. That statement confirmed everything he was guilty. For Marianne, the confirmation didn't bring peace. It brought silence, the kind that screams louder than anything. The man who destroyed her child's life was now behind bars, but justice still felt impossibly far away. The trial. Months later, the court proceedings began. The man who had taken everything from her sat in front of her alive, defended and ready to speak. It was March 6th, 1981, the third day of the trial. Marianne sat quietly in the courtroom, grief written across her face. Every word, every motion of the trial pushed her deeper into a storm of emotion. In her heart, she felt that no sentence, no verdict could ever truly balance what was lost. That day, she carried something hidden, a .22 caliber Beretta 70 pistol. And as she watched the man who ended her child's life, something inside her broke free. To anyone watching, she was just another grieving mother in the crowd. At the front, Klaus Grabowski sat with the calmness of a man who believed the law would protect him. He smirked, whispered to his lawyer, and spoke about Anna as if her life were just another case file. He showed no regret, no fear, only arrogance. The shot. As the testimony went on, Marianne's heartbeat grew louder in her ears. She could no longer hear the judge or the lawyers. All she could see was the man who had stolen her child's future. Then, in one swift, unstoppable motion, she rose. She drew the concealed pistol, aimed directly at Grabowski's back, and fired. Once, twice, again and again. 7 shots rang out in the courtroom, 6 finding their target. Grabowski collapsed instantly, slumping forward in his seat as chaos broke out. People screamed, the judge froze, and the guards rushed toward Marianne. But she didn't try to escape. She placed the gun on the table beside her, almost gently, and waited to be arrested. For her, it was over. The monster who had taken Anna's life would never hurt another child again. When questioned later, she said quietly, "I wanted him dead. I wanted to shoot him in the face, but I didn't." That was her truth, raw, painful, and final. For a brief moment, amid the echo of those 7 shots, Marianne Bachmeier found the justice the world had denied her. The aftermath. The day after the shooting, newspapers across Germany carried one name, Marianne Bachmeier. The headlines clashed. Vigilante mother executes child killer and justice or murder. Some saw her as a criminal, others as a mother who did what the system could not. Marianne was immediately arrested. Her case became a national debate. Was it revenge or justice? The court charged her with manslaughter instead of murder, acknowledging that her act was not premeditated. She also faced a charge for unlawful possession of a firearm. She was sentenced to 6 years in prison but released on probation after serving 3. During that time, thousands sent her letters, gifts, and flowers, symbols of support for a mother whose pain the world could finally understand. Years later, she moved to Nigeria, where she remarried briefly and tried to rebuild her life. Eventually, she returned to Germany, settling in Lübeck, the same city that once held her worst memories. In 1996, she was diagnosed with cancer, a battle she faced with the same defiant strength that had defined her life. She passed away in 1996 at the age of 46, having lived her final years with peace, not regret. Was it revenge or mother's love? Tell us what you think in the comments, and subscribe for more real stories that challenge what we call justice.